His family had no idea either. So that Friday, they're planning his funeral. Happened on Thursday. Just out of nowhere. So people say, well, where's your God now? Now, how do you explain that? He's a man of God. How do you explain that? Well, let's go a different route. Let's say he was going to work, right? Because people would say, well, couldn't God have done something? Couldn't God have made it so when he was going to work that he would hit that thing and it wouldn't blow his tire out? And that he wouldn't even have knowledge of it? That he would still drive those 15 more minutes, park his car as though nothing happened, get to his job, and then have someone come in, a maintenance guy, and say, hey, man, you got a flat? What? You got a flat, man. I mean, it's down to the rim. It's done. So he'll go out and look at it. Say, man, that's crazy. So the maintenance guy could see that there's a silver part on there. So he said, it's probably a nail that got in there. So they go and they blow the tire up, right? Because this would, if God's on your side, right? Why wouldn't he let that happen? They'd blow it up. And then a half hour later, it'd be flat again. So he knew, okay, it's kind of deep. So then you have another friend that works with him. He says, I got a kit that patches up holes. So I'm going to pull the nail out and then we'll put those patches in it and we'll try it again. So he gets down there to pull it out because, again, God's working on it. This is the testimony, right? So God starts to pull, the guy starts to pull the nail, and it's not a nail. He keeps pulling and pulling, and it's not a nail. This is what it was. You know how precise you have to be. And the vehicle he had is a small vehicle. You know how precise you got to be to run this over on the road and it hit your tire exactly right for it not to blow out? For enough of it to stay out where you can grab it, even though you're driving 65 to 80 miles an hour to get to your job. You pull into your job and you so happen to stop at the spot where you can still see it. You say, yeah, that would be God if that happened. That would be God. Pulls this out, he patches it, the guy drives home. Right? Family not aware, so death didn't come. But if God was real, why didn't he make that scenario? Why did the guy have to die? Why didn't he make it that way? So he'd have a testimony. Well, that's exactly the way God worked it out, because I'm the guy that was in that car. I ran this thing over. You know how precise you have to run this thing over? And it had to be on the highway, because if I'm on regular road going 30, 25 miles an hour and I hit this, I'm just going to run over it and go. It's not going to affect my tire at all. I hit this thing doing 65 to 80. It got lodged into the tire of my car and nothing. I didn't even know at all. I get to the job, I park my car, no problem. The tire is fine when I pull up. It's not like it's wobbling. I'm fine. I get inside and you already heard the story. Maintenance guys, hey man, you got a flat. It's down to the rim. So I'm here today, guys, by the grace of God. Why didn't my tire blow out? This should have caused it to blow out. Worst case scenario, I'm dead. On the best side of it, I'm in the hospital and I've got some serious injuries. And no telling who I would have affected on that highway. Maybe I would have killed someone else if I didn't kill myself. You stop to think about death when you're that close to it and you see it. When he pulled this out of my car, the first thing I thought is that tire should have blown. And I was oblivious. I would have tried to correct, because I know me. I would have tried to correct, and I would have corrected in the wrong direction. I wouldn't be here. I spent Thursday when I got home with my grandkids. That would not have happened. I spent today with my other grandson. That would not have happened. My wife and daughters would have been preparing my funeral. You guys would have heard that Nelson passed away. Freak accident on the highway. But God said, not today. Is it because I deserve it? No, it just wasn't my time. But it could have been. You've heard of people, they're going to work and all of a sudden out of nowhere, a freak accident. My accident, God saw fit to say, no, I'm going to bless you. I'm going to let you see how I blessed you when they pulled this out of your tire that should have blown. You shouldn't have got to work safe, knowing nothing. You know how many times God saves us from nonsense we have no idea of? And we don't give him the praise. I'm praising him. Am I praising him because he did a miracle for me? No, I'm praising him because he didn't have to. I could have gone the way of any other people that serve him, that are dedicated to him. But he saw fit to spare me. So I'm telling you guys, if you ain't thinking about death today, it's coming for all of us. It's coming for every single one of us. That's an appointment we're not going to miss. We're not going to reschedule. It just wasn't my time. But it could have been. I could have been dead. They could have been planning my funeral right now. So what's the moral of the story? If you ain't right with God, you better get right with him because you ain't got time. You thinking of everything that's happening in the world and how things are getting worse. Forget that. Your life can change like that in a moment. In a moment. Your family will be preparing your funeral and they had no idea. I heard this somewhere that we live an average of 73 years. Out of those 73 years, at your eulogy, they will spend 45 minutes talking about you. Let's say 9 people, 5 minutes each person. They're going to sum up your life in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. And they move on. Your family, it's going to take them longer to move on. Guys, get right with God. So at least they'll have the assurance of what? That they'll see you again. Because believe me, I'm not ready to go. And there's people in my family that they don't know him yet. And I'm trying to put their hand in God's hands so that he can start to educate them because he will. My job is to sow seed. How that seed grows and what the ultimate purpose or process of that is, that's up to God. But I have to sow seed. Guys, we have to sow seed. We don't know when we're leaving this planet or how we're leaving it. All I can tell you is I'm thinking back and saying, man, I could have been gone. And I'm fine. Look at me. I'm good. I'm good. No marks. Nothing. This is the only proof that happened to me. I pray when your time comes, you're ready. And that your family will know where you're going and they won't suffer because you're gone. They may miss you, but they know they'll see you again and that their life is right with God. Many of us don't get an opportunity to rewrite it, to see what could have been. We usually see it on the other side where tragedy happens that we say, why didn't God just step in? This is the case where he stepped in. People say God is good. Yeah, he's good, but we got to look beyond the good and why. Why, God, so many you didn't, and it was their time. Focus me now. What is it I have to do? So when it's my time, I'm done with everything I'm supposed to do. And then my family will understand. They have to get where they need to be with you. Time's not on our side, guys. The clock's ticking. Make the best of the time you have because you don't know when your time's up. And if you didn't know, now you know.